Hi everyone. So I just bought this ThinkPad T480s. I guess this is me inducting myself into the r/ThinkPad cult. I just bought this T480s. It was about $180 on eBay. So today I'm just going to go over kind of what modifications I made to it, my first impressions, things like that. So I had three things I wanted to change with this ThinkPad. The first was the RAM, the second the storage, and the third the Wi-Fi card. The first thing that I'm changing here right now is the RAM. This ThinkPad came with 16 gigabytes of RAM, 8 of which were already soldered in. So I could only change the 8 out for the 32 that I bought. So we have 40 gigs total. So now we're going to be testing it out here. I could have done all of these tests at once, but I was just a little bit paranoid. So I'm just testing out the RAM here first. So we're going into diagnostics by interrupting the boot up and then hitting F10. And then we're going to run those tests. Just a simple test to see what happens. And looks like we're all good. And we can also check in the BIOS that we have a 40 gigabyte memory. Okay, next up is the SSD. And by the way, I'm always disabling the built-in battery before I switch parts, just out of safety. But anyway, I went out and replaced the existing SSD, which was 256 gigabytes, with the Western Digital 2 terabyte SN580. And there it is. So now we'll run the tests for the SSD. Again, we'll go into Lenovo Diagnostics by interrupting the boot up and pressing F10. And then we'll go into storage and we'll do all the default tests there. I didn't really change anything, just whatever the test they recommended. And I see how they did. And looks like this also passed. Awesome. And just to verify, in those same Lenovo Diagnostics, if you go to System Information, we can see that we have a 2 terabyte drive now. So last but not least, at least for now, is the Wi-Fi card. This was definitely the most difficult part so far. As you can kind of see, I really struggled because not only do you have a screw to put in, but you also have to connect it to two wires that are extremely thin. And you know, the first time I accidentally shoved the wire underneath the Wi-Fi card as I screwed it in, so I had to take it back out and then take the wire out. But then I realized I couldn't actually just do it with my fingers, so I had to take a pair of tweezers and then use that to connect it back to the wires. And here it is, properly inserted, our Intel AX210 with Bluetooth 5.2. Now the only way to really test out the Wi-Fi card was to actually turn on my computer and try the Wi-Fi, but I completely forgot that I had removed my SSD and I was panicking when I realized there was no OS and nothing would boot. I don't know why I panicked about this, but you can kind of see me. Anyway, once I got over that, I realized I still had a USB with Fedora Linux on it, so I just decided to boot up Fedora on this and get it going. So here's me setting up Fedora. And that's it. Now I have a T480s with 2 terabytes of storage and 40 gigs of RAM, all under just $500 or even less. I got parts that were kind of expensive, kind of not. I definitely could have gotten some cheaper parts at AliExpress or Amazon or something like that. But even still, it came out to under $500 for this absolute workhorse, which is crazy. So far, I'm loving it. I've changed it completely to my daily driver. I love the keyboard. The trackpad is kind of a minus right now. It's like the default trackpad is very sticky somehow and it's not very responsive. But I'm planning to change that to a glass trackpad later on. It's already coming in the mail, so hopefully that should be good. Maybe in the future I'll kind of change it to like a carbon fiber wrap or something like that just to make it look a little cooler. But yeah, I guess I'll see how it is for now. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.